late night surprise. I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, guru, yogi. Did I say everything? And messenger of God. Here on a surprise visit on a Monday. I said I wasn't going to get into this, but then the Holy Spirit came and gave me something to get into. What's up, everyone? In order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch whatever I put in my community page, because I didn't post anything recently. So all of that's going to come in. Excuse me one moment. No. One moment. Here we go. Gotta do the raising of the voice. No. Anyways, what's up, everyone? I said I wasn't going to do this because I was going to go to work. But then I went outside to have a cigarette after dinner, and the Holy Spirit was like, why are you going to work? It literally asked me just like that. I said, I don't know. Then why are you going? I don't know. They're like, what do you need the money for? They literally asked me. I was like, I don't know. I thought I was going to have to use it to pay off the Lyft car. They're like, then why don't you just drive? Then you don't have to be outside in the cold. I was like, well, I mean, I only have so much money left, and I got to fix my car. They're like, well, how much does it cost to fix your car? It's like, I don't know yet. They're like, so why are you going to work? And I was like, as I'm sitting out there with the dog waiting for her to take a shit, and my face is fucking freezing. I've only got 2 of my layers on. And I'm like, you got a good point here. Why am I going to work? Why am I going to work? I've never told them no. I said no, or I didn't show up because I was tired from the shift before, but I've never told them no because I'm always desperate. And that's what they were pointing out. Are you desperate? Do you need money? What's wrong? Why are you going to work? I was like, oh, yeah, I guess you got a point. So then I decided to go to work. Here we are. If we're not going to work, we're going to go to work. Let's get to work. So just like that, God, tempting as tempting as it is. And what is it? Just following suit. You don't realize that you're doing shit out of programming. You're just doing shit because this is what you do, and you don't realize on the bottom of the deck is the fool. And you're being a fucking fool. In the sense of that I didn't even realize it. Nobody asked me, why are you going to work tonight? Okay, so actually Ray did. He laughed. He gave me a ride to my car. And I was like, I got a snow shift tonight. And he laughed. He said, what fucking snow? I said, I know. I was like, I just got to ride around in this fucking car for 12 hours. As easy as that sounds, it's not. Why? Because I am a psychic, a seer, a sage, an energy reader, a whole fucking mystic and medium, bro. I'm stuck in a car, and if I'm not busy outside, away from the 5 strangers, and they're always super fucking strange, like the strangest things happen out there. If I'm not away from these guys, you know what I mean, out of the car, then it's just awful. And trying to stay awake in the car for 12 hours and it's being so cold with nothing to do sounds pretty much like a shit-ass job. It's easy money in the sense of if you could stay awake. At the bottom of the deck was, ew, this fell out. Okay. Current energy, 2 of Wands. And that's just it. It's like, we do shit. It's like, I can do it, but why? Why are you doing it? I don't know. That's all they said is why. They asked me, why are you going to work? Did I tell you to work? I mean, I gave you work, but God does a lot of that shit. He'd be pissing me off with that bullshit, to be honest. A lot of it is, somebody said something stupid about that the other night. Something about temptation. Who do you fucking think is tempting us? Who do you fucking think is giving trials and tribulations? The devil? No, dude, read your Bible. He does no such thing. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? It's God. It's God. He wants to see if you've learned your lesson. If not, he's going to teach you a lesson. Ah, lovely. Anyways, what was my lesson? I don't know. Just why are you doing what you're doing? And that's it, is because I'm not supposed to be seeking more. I'm supposed to be comfortable with what I have. That's the place that I live in. Is content with what there is and no lacking or desiring of more. Right? In the sense of, I took the flow because I'm like, well, you know, they gave it to me. I might as well take it. But, you know, what is it? You know what I mean? That's going to knock me out for, if I make it through, which I already don't even feel like it. If I was to make it through till 12 tomorrow, I'm going to be knocked out all day tomorrow too. I will be useless for all day of tomorrow and the next day. Which, don't get me wrong, I make great money. But going back to my car being fixed, I could do that on some airport rides, bro. If I just applied myself and I could sit in the fucking heater of the car. You know what I mean? In essence. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, they had a point. They're like, instead of going outside and making the money, why don't you just stay in your car and make the money? If you even wanted to do that. If I even wanted to do that. So, you know, it was crazy. And that's what, I want to tell you something even crazier that happened today. So then Ray's like, so what are you going to do with yourself? I was like, obviously you're going to be at the hotel for another week, if not longer. I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know. I'm in between worlds. You know what I mean? I'm going to get my trailer, but, you know, I'm still in between worlds. I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll be a stripper. He laughed real hard. He's like, why do you say that? It's like, oh, no. I noticed today that I had a smaller waist. Maybe I could do better. And then I kid you not, bro, as I was scrolling on Facebook, they said that there was a shooting at the Players Club. And that's exactly where I found this memory that I was a stripper at the Players Club. So it came out of my mouth with no actual purpose. But yeah, it's synchronistic, because they're like hours later in the daytime, there was a fucking shooting over there. Are there shootings over there? I don't know. I don't know how often there's shooting. I don't fucking know. Just saying, so, you know, shit that comes out of my mouth actually has some relevance, but it doesn't really mean anything to me until it means something. So I see how that works with you guys too. What else came up? That was kind of it. Is like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm not supposed to do anything until God tells me, and that is very obnoxious. Especially, like I told you, this was going to be a long-ass season. It's a long-ass season. It's hard, dude. Sometimes it's days, sometimes it's weeks. We've been doing it for months, bro. He told us to stay still since fucking, I feel like it was before Christmas, bro. Honestly. I remember doing it at Mr. Plum's, though, and Mr. Plum's, the reason I remember so hard about that is because I was really still very fearful. I had no idea what he was going to do, and the days just kept going by, and I'm like, geez, God, get me out of here. Please come get me. Don't leave me here. Don't forsake me. What are you going to do with me? And then out of nowhere, he's like, you're going camping. So, you know, it kind of sucks. It gets hard waiting for him. It's not that he's actually anywhere, bro. He's right there with you. He's just telling you to chill. I do that shit to my kids all the time. I'm like, not right now. Like, it's not a no. It's just, I'm not right now. But when? I don't fucking know. Like, my daughter's been wanting her hair dyed since it was Saturday. I don't know. It's not a no. I just don't, and I want to do it. That's kind of how God is. It's like, I'll do it, just not right now. Fucking win, God. Win, God. Win. That's where I talk about praying. I'm not praying to him. I'm not begging you. You said you were going to do it. I'm not begging you, but I'm getting annoyed. Is that what he's doing with you? I don't know if that has anything to do with the card in front of us. Some of them I know kind of a little, but not really. Let's talk about the Two of Wands. That's our current energy after I gave you a whole story. Dominion. That's just not... Oh, all I heard was minions. I saw some stupid-ass post that said something that stuck out to me. It said they can't handle you. Good luck trying. You try to handle me, you're gonna get handled. Like, handled, bro. Like, you don't handle me. Not even that handle with care. That's not how that works. You can love me. And you can receive love back, but you don't fucking handle me. Get a handle on yourself. Alright, the Fool encounters a woman in a fairy ring using a wand to direct her energy. I have one. It's in my car. My car is currently here. But I don't use my wand. I mean, maybe one day I might. That'd be scary, right? Behind her is a staff. that's in the car too, which connects her circle with the other world. I don't know what that thing does. One day we'll pull that thing out and it'll be scary. I don't know what most of this shit does. I use my hands. I use my hands. Yeah, I promise you. I am Cersei, the enchantress, she tells him. Here we go with enchanting. Why did I post that picture? I don't know. Because I never wore that shirt. I never wore one of those before. And there's lots of those that button underneath, so it becomes this whole thing. And then when I looked up, I was like, hey, this is a whole thong. What the fuck? I was like, look how big my butt is. That is just, what if I didn't have a full pair of underwear? And those are a full pair of underwear. That's what I was meaning. I was like, and then I started laughing. I was like, see? You see? You shit your pants, change your underwear, fucking around with this shit. So I posted something that was a little... It wasn't, actually. Women do it all the time. I just don't do it. What's going on with me? I don't know. They're trying to push me into that beautifulness. Skilled in the art of magic potions, herbs, and power of illusion, my father the sun, I inherited my beauty from my mother, Hecate, my magic. I posted that earlier. I'm all in my Hecate. I knew that when I ate up the fish. My son enjoyed it, though. He had never had fish like that. He usually only had fish sticks. And then we made this coconut shrimp. Oh my gosh, bro, the whole room smells like it. It's delicious. Love the coconut. Ever since I started eating coconut, I have not stopped. We found some coconut cookies the other day. It was creepy. This 9-foot man was in Walmart, and something about him, dude, as we were walking by, he was like reaching real high into the freaking top shelf, and he was pulling him forward. And something, my spirit looked into his cart, and I saw he had 4 packs of these fucking cookies that he was reaching at. I was like, are they good? So they're the best, and I can't find them anywhere. I didn't even know what it was. But I knew I had to have it because this guy was grabbing them, and I know how hard it is to find something really good, and you got to find it at that particular store. So I grabbed them, and they were hella good. There's some Chips Ahoy coconut ones. They're crazy. Anyways, just talking about the Hecate. I knew I was in my Hecate. What did she say? I inherited my beauty, but from my mother, Hecate, my magic. When the adventurer... Odysseus landed uninvited on my island, I turned his bestal men into animals and left them snuffing in the dirt. I would have done the same to Odysseus, except that Hermes warned him and gave him the herb to ward off my magic. And that's it too. I posted that earlier. I was just chilling, and the Holy Spirit's like, you need to do some magic. They're fucking around. They're about to fuck around under this full moon. They're about to find out. So I knew I had to go get some, and that's what this one is. I never bought this before. I hate those fucking people in that store. I can't stand them. But I was guided to get this. So the black is to burn the negativity. The red is to bring in the love. And then I got some other... It's very interesting because I posted... The last time I went there, I ended up getting the same exact incense. Could I get them somewhere else? Probably, but I'm meant to go there and be irritated by their flesh. Which one is it? Fire, and then I forgot what this one's called. Something else. I thought it was the metal one. But anyways, those were the same exact ones that I was guided to get before I went on my mission to Yuma. It's a whole story. That day, I'm about to pack up my campsite. I'm about to leave that morning. All of a sudden, they tell me they have a 2-week job in Boulder and to hold still. And I hang out for like an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I end up at this spiritual store. I grab some shit, and right after that, my spirit's like, it's time to go. And we just head out. And it was these ones that I was burning all the way through, which is, it's important to know because the herbs that I use are a lot of cleansers and all this other stuff. And going back to it is the Holy Spirit told me that they were up to no good. Usually I don't have to worry about it. They take care of it themselves, but they wanted me to put some magic out there. And I was like, okay. I have a specific herb that I've been holding on to from the same spiritual store. They don't have another. For over a year. I did one in this, and this one's been waiting. It's in my car. It's a witch's something. It's a creepy little fuck. Anyways, we gotta do some witch work on these motherfuckers, and I posted that. I was like, I see myself doing the whole ceremony. If anybody wants to be part of it and come get blessed, come for it. We can easily repel your magic too. Anyways, going back to it. And that's what it said, is Hermes gave him the right herb to ward off the magic. I set all the men free then, and feasted them for 7 months. I became Odysseus' guide and friend and helped him journey through the underworld when he needed to. As I told him, it is important to know where you are going before you set off on your path, and move with determination and without hesitation, so that your will follows in accord with that of the universe. Let's go back to it. This is what she said. As I told him, it's important to know where you are going before you set off on your path, and to move with determination and without hesitation, so that your will flows in accord with that of the universe. And that's what I told you. You have to just go with it when it comes. It's important to know where you're going, meaning they've shown you where you're going. You're not just running. You're going with purpose. It's not just a spur of thought. You saw this, that you were supposed to go there. You felt it, and you're going with determination, but without hesitation. You've got to go at it. And that's just like right now. They're like, you're not going anywhere. Okay. All right. If the Ace of Wands is the initial spark of inspiration, meaning they've inspired you, they gave you a vision. The Two of Wands concerns you can achieve your goals. It is the Magician card brought to Earth. Okay. So that goes back to the card. The first part was accept that you're going to let the car go. The second part is let the car go. And that's where I was like, well, if I work today, I could pay off the car and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, if you're going to pay off the car, you're going to have to work for your car. Like, you know what I mean? No more putting money into the car. It's like, ew, you're right. Anyways, your ideas have a lot of potential, but you'll need to do hard work, willpower, and dedication to realize your vision. Oh, yeah, that could be the music and everything, too. I spend a little bit of time. I don't want to write full songs. Why? I don't know. I just don't. I've already seen the concept for most of them. And I've already gotten, the first thing that comes is hooks always. So we're good there. You've taken the first step, and now you must keep your aim focused and wait for the objectives to materialize. And that's what he said earlier, is what are you doing? I'm waiting till the end of the month when the rest of my taxes flow through, and I'm going to, get this trailer. And between now and then, figure out where we're going to hook this thing up. You know what I mean? Ideally, as fun as it is to travel and shit, ideally, I would love to get a position here somewhere in Colorado in one of our national parks. If I could do Cherry Creek, that'd be the fucking shit. That'd be the shit, bro. But I mean, I love Chief Hostess so much. That was absolutely my fucking jammy jam. What does that mean? You sign up, it's a position. And with it comes, you can hook up your trailer in lots of the national parks. And so, in essence, I haven't decided, I haven't put my application in. And what's the job? Well, then you would be spending part-time hours, super part-time, 15 to 20 hours a week, checking in guests or cleaning up the park. Meaning emptying trashes, fucking cleaning the bathrooms, stuff like that. Nothing huge. It's a small price to pay for electricity, water, and a safe location out in the woods. It's a small price to pay. But that's just with national forests, dude. Then you got all the KOA campgrounds. Then you got all these other grounds that, I have front office. I've been in hospitality forever. You know what I mean? So I can do that too. And it comes with, if you have a trailer, you can hook it up for free. And that takes care of all of the, the main expenses. The nicer the spot, the better the amenities. Some of them have like water parks, Wi-Fi, all kinds of crazy shit. So, yeah, it hasn't fully materialized, but I know what the objective is. It's like, why did you always want a trip? For that reason, bro. To secure a job and a house everywhere I go. There is a balance to be struck between daring and planning. Perhaps you will have to decide whether to stick with what you know or take a risk. Have the courage of your convictions. 2 are associated with unions, and the Two of Wands indicates a good time for friendships. Make sure that any relationship is an equal one. In all actuality, I wish I could, but that's just how people are, dude. If I won the lottery and I told Ray Because he's been living in his trailer already like that for 5 fucking years over in that area. It's like, bro, I could cover your expenses, get you a new trailer. How about you just hit the road with us? Let's just go on the road, bro. Let's just have a friend. I need someone. You bring your gun, your dog, and let's hit the road. You don't have to worry expenses or anything. Let's just be neighbors for, for as long as you can take me. I mean, would he go for it? Who knows? And that's where it is like, you guys, why would you say no? I mean, you have your reasons. Have your reasons. And that's just kind of, I'm just kind of throwing that out there. It's like, you have to have courage in your convictions of just wanting to be daring and something new, Reverse meaning, you feel as though you're being held back by circumstances or another person, but you are reluctant to make any changes, such as leaving, here you guys go, an unfulfilling relationship or job. That's pretty much all my twin flames. It's not even an intimate relationship, although some of them do have some really exciting intimate feelings towards me. It's really just breaking free in general. They were never gonna break free, bro. They got into some serious shit that they had no intentions of ever leaving, not realizing that they were unhappy to begin with. And this is a huge long battle, and it's like, as much as I'd be like, fucking pack your shit, bitch. It's not that simple. And I've been doing this forever, and I can show you that it's not that simple, and you're crying and you're scared and you're this and that, but I had different voices, we'll say, reasons, I suppose. I had nothing else to go back to, so I had to just keep going forward. There's a fire burning behind me. It devours everything that I leave behind. Do you know what I mean? So it's all that's left is ash. I'm what made it out. I'm the phoenix that rose from the ash. Whether you sacrifice your dreams for security, it's up to you. I'm thinking about the life I gave up, The only time I feel for it is because I feel that my kids gave up, how much I gave up, because it was all built around them. You know what I mean? But you want to, at certain levels, that's what I said. It's like there was a huge part of me that really wanted to just make it stop, but there was no reality where it would. I kept trying to shove myself into the matrix to make it go away, in the sense of if I could just fit in, I wouldn't be, It wouldn't be two different worlds. But it very much is. I live in two different worlds. Security. I thought that if I went back to LILITH, and that was my thing for like a year and a half, if I could just get back to LILITH, I could get back to my life. I've had a LILITH car since November, and it hasn't done anything for me other than, maintain the life that God made for me. It's very interesting, but it's the truth. It's really interesting. It's like, I didn't think I would get a car for months and months, and all I thought was if I could just get back to LILITH, I could fucking, piece this all together again. Because that's what kept me, that's what brought me such success before. But I didn't have the same ambitions. It's not that there wasn't, if anything, I had, more passengers than, more ability to catch airport rides than I ever did. And it just wasn't the same. It's not that the job wasn't the same, it's that I wasn't the same about the job. And yet you still, you go back to places and things that you did before, hoping that you'll have that same success. It's not that I wasn't successful, and there's many people that are like, you're so lazy, why don't you just work? You have no idea how hard it is not to. If you've been watching me long enough, you need to scroll back, assholes. I'd wake up every morning crying because all I wanted to do was go and provide, and it was a sickness in my head to work. I'm nothing if I don't work. I'm nothing if I don't work. And some days are harder than others. Some days are harder than others because it was just, and that's probably why I projected onto other people too, now that I think about it. You're nothing if you're not working. Now that I think about it, I always push people to work. Like my ex. Oh, he was with me, that motherfucker had to get a job. My son, first job. You know what I mean? My kids, jobs. You gotta work. You gotta work. Anyways, I mean, I don't know. Sacrifice your dreams for security is up to you. What is secure about your life? Is it predictable? They say predictability and, you know what I mean, routine, mundane, normal. How is predictability secure? There can't be any security in the way that we live right now, especially with this asshole all over the TV threatening all of your security. The government's security, for that sake. I don't know. That's where we're at. Is if you're feeling like you're held back by your circumstances or another person, you got to take back your power. If this is talking about your relationships, that's a really hard thing to end a long-term relationship. But you need to step out of your skin and look at some other people that have done it before you. Don't give up. That goes back to your mighty president. His first wife, wiped him out completely. And he came back, did it again. Like, it's not even a thing. It wasn't even a thing. Material, I would say abundance is how you look at it, but material security is your own creation. You create your own idea of this material security. You tell yourself that you're secure with your materials. You're the one that put those materials in. Granted, God helps you, but He understands that you need certain things in your life to feel secure. He's not going to provide the things you want, but He understands that you need your blankie. You need certain things to make you feel good in your skin, right? And you yourself know that you need certain things. You're programmed to certain things. So in the sense of you giving up your security, you would never. If you feel insecure, you're going to work hard to make yourself, you know what I mean, to provide for yourself. Okay? So in the essence of giving up, you know, a relationship, a job and stuff because you think it's secure, that's not your security. That's what you tell yourself makes you feel secure. And if you give this up, trust and believe, you're gonna find security somewhere else. All right, spiritual work in hand, please and thank you. Por favor. Ew, 2-2. That was the score too, 22. Oh my gosh, I saw this post. I think I took a picture. It was that black dude, the football caster. I think he's just a sports caster, and he's a dickhead. Can't remember his name. Anyways, he was talking hella shit about Serena. I mean, was it Serena? Yeah. He was talking hella shit. He said, I'd divorce her. I saw it on Facebook. He's like, I'd divorce her for trolling her ex like that. I said the same thing. I was like, that is the most pettiest, awkward, cringe thing you could have done at your age. You are fucking. And I told Lewis too. I was like, you could take a hood girl out you could take a. And that's just her though. As soon as I saw it, I thought about Venus, and I'm like, it must really suck to be the shadow, bro. You are just always begging for attention at all costs. At all costs. And when this all, and that's what I said in that post, when this all blows over, you all are going to be looking at the ground when he walks through the room. He did nothing to retaliate. He's just allowing you to hate on him. And you guys are doing it for no reason. This is an absolute good man. For him liking a younger type woman, you can go back to the beginning of time on that bullshit. You know what I mean? Seriously, if that's all you got on him, and that's all, like, seriously, you know what I mean? His preference in a female body is he likes a youthful female body. Well, that's funny because your fucking 40-year-old, 30 fucking 60-year-old fucking homies are over here with 20-year-olds too. I find them to be very pedophiliated too. In the sense of, you know, Serena Williams, that is just, I'm going to bring up their ex, and we're going to, you know what I mean? Like, And that's what I said too. You built your whole career off of hating a good man. Like, he didn't do anything to you. If we go back to the very beginning of where this all started, he said they were the top 3, and Kendrick didn't like that, and he said, no, there's no 3, just me. Now look at you up there looking like a fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. And now what? It's just stupid. Going back to her, it's like, damn, bitch, you got some repressed memories. You guys dated over 20 years ago, and you want to come out here on this shit, and your husband thought it would be cute? When your kids ask you why you did that, they're gonna, I mean, like, you think you're cute right now? Lewis motherfucking Hamilton, how come all your friends are so fucking weird, delusional, twisted, and fucking fake? Yes, I'm talking to you, Lewis. This is your best motherfucking friend that we're talking about. Okay? The fuck is that type shit? That's like bringing out Rihanna, bro. Like, are you serious right now? This is weird. So weird. She's fucking married with kids. Why would she even? Why? Weird. Creepy. She's too old, dude. Like, that's, you have to care to do some shit. Like, I'm not being part of that. That's stupid. I'm not being part of your stupid show. I don't give a shit about that nigga. Is how you should be. But no, she want to come out here and have her 5 minutes of fame being a hater just like him. Way to go, Juneteenth. Juneteenth. Idiot. I don't know. Yeah. That came up to me with the 22. Where did that come from? Because the fucking score. The score, I pulled that card yesterday, was the 22, and the score was 22, and it brought me back to the fucking... I didn't watch his performance. I won't listen to that song. Not on the radio, not anywhere. But her fucking ass is all over the fucking place, and I'm like, you're stupid, bitch. You are a stupid bitch, bro. You is a stupid hoe. As an ignorant hoe. Ignorant hoe. Anyways, going back to it. Let's talk about the Two of Cups. We're all in love and shit. Supposed to be all loving and shit. That's some crazy shit. Would you do that? Would you do that 20 years later? That's like a fucking... I mean, I'm sure that it didn't bother Drake. He's not worried about 20-year-old pussy. That's married, stretched out, and with babies. He don't give a shit about your shit. He don't give a shit about any of that shit. You guys just want someone to give a shit about you. Nobody give a shit about you, Serena. It must suck to be 40 and retired. Fucking asshole out here. Ugh, just make me ill. And that goes back to his best friend Will Smith, or being seen with fucking Kanye. Fucking Lewis, I swear, bro, you need a better class of friends. Your friends are as good as fucking Russ's family. You guys, I mean, who am I to say? Fucking, you got over here, you got fucking Marshall and the fucking, you know, the fucking, Jesus Christ. It's better to have no friends than the friends you guys have. Two of Cups is a union. I don't want to read this whole I love you shit. One of the easiest cards to read, love, and the impulse to seek union with another, is the most powerful force in the world. Oh, I know, I saw Russ, speaking of the devil. I saw Russ pop up today. He's like, something about his album. I was like, oh, it's you. It's like, I missed you in a way or two. It's like, oh, hurry up and pull your panties down and let's see what the fuck you're talking about. I didn't tell him that. But I'm like, hurry up. Just blow this fucking album out so we can, you know, you can just run your mouth, get it over with. Get your, you know, your 5 minutes of fame out there. Throw it out there. When two people come together in love, they can achieve something in their lives far beyond what either alone is capable of. I know, I love him. We were supposed to be friends and work on music together, but he's, you know, musically dyslexic or something. I'm not really sure what his problem is. I could tell you, actually, he's all in his feelings. And his feelings actually suck. He's not so much of a happy-go-lucky guy. Who else? Ellie is hiding. Ellie does that. Poor Ellie. He has some hard come-downs when he drops the song. Maybe it's because I come down so hard on him. I remember that feeling. That's a terrible feeling. Why continue to do that? Let's see. I don't know. We could have, we're supposed to be friends and family and all of this stuff. And, you got your skills, I got my skills, and we're supposed to, put our skills together. This may be a supportive friendship, partnership based on mutual understanding, a new love, a new and loving romance. Damn, won't you guys be mad if they really give me a new one, bro, and it works? While you're over there just, being weirdos. A marriage, a reconciliation of quarrels. I mean, I don't know. I know I should be mad at you, but that takes a lot of energy that I don't really care. I'm sure if we dug it up, it'd be like, aren't you mad at him? I mean, if you want me to be, I guess. I can get mad. You won't like me when I'm mad. The sense of, how can you forgive him? Because I forgot. Does that work? I don't care. I mean, I don't care. You have to care a lot. Going back to fucking her, I have to care. I cared a lot before when he was saying and doing stuff. Now, I mean, he's just saying and doing stuff. It doesn't really bother me. I don't care what you're saying or doing. And that's, going back to Drake. We don't care what you're saying or doing. Keep saying and doing whatever you're doing. And that goes back to Cat Williams. I'm too busy living my life to give a fuck about what the fuck is going on in your life. I don't give a fuck what he's doing. He's trying to fucking win a Grammy. What the fuck is new about that? Get in line. Everybody's trying again. They're all trying to win an award, and the award goes to me, not you. Alright, working productively with others, or even two ideas or groups that come together to create something greater than the sum of their parts. I don't know who that guy is, but there's got to be someone that's like, dude, I'm going to work with her. Yeah? With me? Because if you try to work me, you're going to get worked. Work. Harry on. There's another basic bitch. You got basic bitch problems. They're about to take your baby daddy to jail. You're going to be a fucking... You're gonna be putting money on his books, accepting his calls and shit. Billionaire basic bitch. You should have stayed with Drake. All of you. Fucking cunt. Hey Drake, you wanna holler at a girl? I'll make an honest man out of you. Oh God. Help me, Jesus. It is about... Fuck it. Why not? They had me go and ruffle Dr. Dre's feathers one day. That was a funny one. Only to piss off Marshall. I'm such a tool. I love it. Two Cups can also be a card of emotional healing when the wounds of the past can be released and inner conflict is resolved. That's far more of where I'm at because I do a lot of internal healing and I don't really have any friends. I'm very friendly. We're just not friends. Alright. The reverse Two of Cups suggests broken or unequal relationships with a lover, friend, or business partner. Again, I don't have a lover, any friends, or business partners, so there's nothing that I'm missing here. There may be quarrels, affairs, divorces, and breakups indicated. I don't know. I can only... I support you in this energy. Anything broken means it can only be rebuilt or built better. I'm just saying. One party may be seeking to control another or could even be abusive. Y'all beat your ass, bro. Just kidding. I don't know. Abusive can be with your words, dude. People are mean. They say mean things, bro. They say mean things. That's abusive, bro. Words are abusive. Even if you're not hurting someone with your hands, dude, you can hurt someone with your words so bad, bro. Like, I hate to do this to my daughter, but my daughter's boyfriend said something mean to her. He's like, something, only because I felt sorry for you. It's like, that's fucking mean, bro. And they knew it was being mean. They knew if they said it, it was going to hurt. You know what I mean? People are hurtful with their words. So going back to, abusive, I think the worst thing I ever went through was a lot of the verbal abuse. The physical abuse, you forget about all that shit. I mean, I guess. to a certain extent. I don't really remember it, but the things that were said really stuck with me. You know, I said that today. I posted that. When I was a teenager, they used to call me. They used to say it all the time when I was in the room. They're like, you got a fat ass. Fat ass. Watch out, fat ass. And I kept thinking that they meant I was fat. And it created all these insecurities before I even had a child, before anything. I was already hiding my body before I even knew, from no reason. Just from words. Then you fast forward, I'm sitting outside having a cigarette, and my ex-husband says something stupid. I went to go buy some weed from this dude, and this dude's like a hot dude, and he's got, a hot girl, and he literally has a hot ride. And I'm there for too long. He's like, what, you were fucking messing with him? I was like, what? He's like, nah, he would never mess with you. And the way he said that made me question what was wrong with me. Why wouldn't he mess with me? So it made me insecure. Do you know what I mean? Shit like that. Manipulation of words. Like, if I wouldn't have to go out and find someone else to do it. Shit like that. The verbal abuse, I think, is the worst. I just want to point that out. Your words, dude, are very damaging, and they stay inside of people's heads and hearts. And if you're aware that someone, and that goes back to my sister. Oh, bro, I hit her so hard. I can't never take that back, bro. And I can't face her until she's ready to face me. There's no apology for what I said. You're like, what'd you say? Oh, I don't want to repeat it all the time. My mom abandoned them when they were small kids. Like 2 or 3 or something, abandoned them. And in the middle of a fight, I told her, I'm gonna fucking drop you like my mom did. Yeah. I haven't talked to her since. Yeah, some things you can't take back. Alternatively, the reverse card can suggest a lack of inner balance and harmony when you feel at odds with yourself and what to do. Well, that's the fight of good and evil. Your mind's telling you that it's all bad. It's all bad because your heart's trying to go in a different direction. And that's the fight. It's like, this is an evil battle here. Because really, your mind is not wrong. It has value. And the longer you wait, the longer you don't accept it, you know what I mean? That's where it is. It's like outside. The conversation was with the Holy Spirit. But say it was with me, where I just asked myself, why are you going to work? And I had this conversation outside of myself, with myself. As weird as it may have seemed, I would have been talking myself down. But since it happened all inside, the brain was there when it happened. The brain witnessed the conversation too. You know what I mean? In the sense of, there's a lot of shit that your brain, you got to ask yourself and listen to it, and then talk and reassure it, because it needs to be heard. And that's going back to, fucking Juneteenth. He just wants to be heard. Back to Serena. Just wants to be heard. Fucking Kanye, they silenced that bitch. They deactivated his fucking account. You know what I mean? He wants to be heard. Is he actually saying anything? And that goes back to you, Russ. Are you really saying anything, or you just want to be heard? Going back to the fucking video I just shared about Michael Jackson. If he wasn't the center of attention, he got no attention. And the attention he got when he wasn't the center of attention was bad attention. So he had to make sure that he was up front and center. And as I say that, is like, that's Russ, that's Lewis, that's Marshall, that's, you know what I mean? You only love them when they're right there in the spotlight. But the rest of the time, they're dealing with nothing but hate from everyone, including themselves. That judgment of, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. You could have been better, you should be better, you should be better. Yeah, we all got that, don't we? That's why fucking Kobe comes and teaches us where to channel that better. How to understand that better. So that, you know what I mean, we all have it. It's a drive. It's our drive. That's Lewis. That's all of us. We got it. We kick our own ass and everything, but we have to put it in the right place. So, feeling at odds with yourself and what to do that's what happens. This is the fight. It's always inside of you. And if you let it outside of you, it could destroy others too. But the fight is what your heart's telling you and what your mind's telling you. Both are very relevant voices, and you have to come to a place of understanding and listening and caring for both. Your mind really has a good reasoning as to why it doesn't want to do what your heart is telling it. You have to use your heart to talk to your mind about this, just as much as your mind wants to talk to you about it. Your mind's going to keep screaming at you, no, this is why, no, this is why, no, I said no, I said no. You're literally, you know what I mean? When I had to listen to my mind a lot. You're fighting your own shadows inside. You're really fighting yourself, where there's a kid in there screaming at you. What is it? Your mind. And it wants to be heard. And if you don't listen to it, it's going to start screaming at someone else. It wants attention. It wants you to hear it. When you're scared, you're not. It's your mind. Your mind doesn't know what you're doing. It's out of control. It's not in control, and it starts to panic. That's if you would, your inner child. Imagine your thoughts are nothing more than your inner child. And anytime you come in conflict with something in front of you that you haven't dealt with, your inner child, which is your thoughts, start to freak out. And they want to be heard. And that's that trigger moment, those outbursts and shit. Some of them stay inside of your head where you're literally melting with your own screaming thoughts. Some of them literally just come out of nowhere and you're screaming at your children or at traffic or at a fucking teller at the store because they're not moving fast enough for you and you just are, uncomfortable. It's a hard battle. You can't silence your mind. It has to be heard. It's a voice. And the more you listen to it, and that's it. That's what I mean. It's a kid. The more that you give this kid your attention, the more it'll stop screaming for attention. And really, when you start breaking down those thoughts, you're going to find it really is you, a small version of yourself that's talking right now, that's screaming from a memory. It's kind of interesting. But, alternatively, it says that you're lacking inner balance, harmony when you're at odds with yourself and what to do. Your mind's telling you no. So you have to talk to it. Say, I know we've never done this before. You have to have these conversations outside. It has to hear it. It has to have this conversation with somebody. And that's where you become your own parent again. You become your mother. You become your father. You become, you know what I mean? You re-parent yourself. You have to take these moments and talk to yourself and cry yourself. And I shared a funny video about it. I forgot what movie that was from. He's all, how you feeling, little Tony? Not so good. Everything's falling apart and I have no control. It's all their fault! That's it. It's like you have to check in on what's going on. What's wrong with me? And listen to your mind. And your mind will tell you, I'm pissed off because this person won't talk to me and this person this and this and that. Listen to it. It's a real little voice of your own voice trying to tell you why it's upset. And work through it with it. Let it show you the visions and you talk back to it. I'm seeing the first time they showed me the sexual abuse. It was like back to back to back while I was at the airport. I mean, in 3 minutes, I got 4 visions of them throughout time. I was like 4 different ages. Teenage, which would have been about 11. I was about 11, 12. And then it went back to, which had been 8 or 9. And then it went back to one that was about 6. And then it went back to the first one, which was about 3. All within a short spirit of time. And I knew that this was me, that this had happened to. And I say it. I was like, all right, guys. All right, I know what has happened. I see it. Just give me a minute. Let me figure out how to help. I know you're hurting. Let me figure out how to help. I know this hurts. This hurts. Meaning there's a part of me that's stuck where this memory is and it hurts. And I'm talking to this part even though I can't go there right now. Because I'm literally supposed to be pulling up at the airport and picking someone up. And I just get all these visions. And I'm telling myself, okay, I'm going to get you out of there. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. And you have to. Maybe you don't. I had to. I had to speak over my thoughts. Because they were too loud. I had to be the loudest one in the room. Do you know what I mean? In the sense of I have to speak over my mind. And that's how we work together. It's like, I hear you packing up there. Listen to what we're seeing, and a lot of it is like, I'm seeing now, you know what I mean? It can see this and it can feel it now. Before it couldn't see. It was just like, you know what I mean? I'm just going by feelings, where now it's visions and stuff. And it's like, do you see this? Does this make sense? It's like, all right, yeah. But even, what was it, last night? Before I got the car? We laid in bed and it got scared. What are you going to do if they take the car? We're almost out of money. What about this? What about that? What about that? What about this? That's where I typed it. We've done this before with less. We had nothing. Right now we have something. We had nothing. And I kept listing all the times. And as the brain saw it, I was like, we had nothing when we left Colorado. We had nothing when we left Oklahoma. We had nothing when we left Arizona. We had nothing when we left Wisconsin. We had nothing when we left Nevada. My brain can remember. We had nothing, but look at what happened. It can remember these memories of miracles, that everything worked out. So I can show it. I'm reprogramming it to see that everything's okay. It's okay. Look at all these times it was okay. Look at all these times it was okay. Okay, it was okay. So the brain's like, okay. But it still panics because it doesn't know if we'll be okay. It's always trying to be, are we going to be okay? Are we going to be okay? Is everything okay? That's all the brain is worried about all day. And, when you start teaching it that everything's okay, then it's okay. But it doesn't, and that's usually where you're looking for someone outside to tell you everything's okay. You're doing great. You're looking for people to love you. You're looking for people to admire you. You're looking for people to respect you, for people to cuddle you and all of this stuff. You have to be all of these things. You know what I mean? Have those moments where, man, today was funny. You were really funny today. You were really bright. You were really quirky. You did really good. And those are those moments. You sit back, especially on a Monday. What did I go through last week? Wow. That's pretty amazing. And you sit there and you don't condemn yourself. You build yourself up at all of these marker moments that you did so well. Because if you don't tell yourself, waiting for someone else is going to kill you. Nobody's going to, and that's where you'll be out here begging, taking pictures all the time, trying to show everyone every single one of your accomplishments because you want someone to be proud of you. You become proud of you, and it doesn't matter what people think. That was the second thing I saw out there, is they're trying to diminish your name. What? Right? And then I don't know who it was, but somebody was talking about it. It could have been Frankie. It could have been anyone. It's like they're trying to dig up dirt and skeletons and diminish your name. There is nothing you can do to my name that I haven't done myself. There's not a lie that you can dig up that's worse than my truth. There's nothing you can put on me that God didn't already put on me. What? Being a drug addict? Being a bad mother? Being what? A fucking, a stripper? Being an alcoholic? Being what? Being homeless? You can't put any of this on me. God already did, and I already took it off. I took off the shame of it. You're not going to make me feel bad, and you can go telling people that I'm all these things, but when they come to meet me, they're going to see that those are things I went through. I'm none of those. You're just trying to categorize me by my adventures. So I just wanted to point that out. It's like, people want to call you something. You ain't calling me shit. I ain't none of that shit. That's just shit I done went through. You know what I mean? On page 77. So 2 of Cups, 2 of Wands. What's the next one? What's the outcome? Ooh, 8 of Cups. Introspection. You gotta go inside, bro. And that's what all of them were talking about is hermit mode. All of your answers are so much inside. You can only go outside for so much. It's overwhelming. It's too much matrix, bro. So you go out, you have an adventure, you got to come back in and be like, let me breathe. You're freezing me out, girlfriend. Damn. That's another thing, too. I told you guys, as I'm getting older, my skin is getting thinner or something. I'm getting colder. It's so much easier than I ever did. Like, literally. Seriously, I was freezing last night. I went to bed with socks on and a sweater. Like, Mom, you're overdoing it. I guess. I'm fucking freezing. I'm putting my sweater on right now. I know, I'm like, as sexy as I am and I look like I'm in my 20s, at any time you can see me pull out my sweaters and shit, my shawls, and I look like I'm totally in my 40s or 50s.
Age of the 20-year-old.
I don't want to. All right, so deep down, you have changed and become dissatisfied with your life. Some soul searching has revealed you need to discover a deeper meaning. To find yourself, become the person you want to be. Who knows who that is? There's things you wanted to accomplish, right? Oh gosh, I'm hearing little what is it, Sean John? He said, thank God I never mind, I'm not gonna say that in front of my kids. You know what he said. So thank God I hit that one. I mean, there's certain things that you want to do in this life, but that doesn't make you who you are. Please, guys. I know, I'm just asking you. I'm saying please, which means please is the nice way of me saying quiet. That's as nice as it gets, is please be quiet. See, niceties don't seem to work. I might have to be the loudest one in the room in order to be heard. Sometimes. Alright, anyways, this may mean, let's see, to find yourself and become the person you want to be. We don't know. Like, what do you mean? Like a job? You're not a job. There might be a job you want to do, a place you want to live, but that's not who you want to be. Those are just things you want to do with your life. As far as who you want to be, this may mean leaving behind material security and an old relationship. Things you've previously desired which no longer bring fulfillment. I'm seeing Russ. And as soon as I went to speak on it, I saw the mirror. I can't say that she's definitely his first real relationship. And just as difficult, you know what I mean? Think about how difficult it is to leave that first relationship. It can be very scarring. You know, so as I saw the mirror, I was like, I saw how hard it is to let go of Bobby. It was like, he's my first love. It's hard to let go of him. And that's why I said I can't say that she's his first love, but she's definitely his first relationship. And even that, you know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. It's just the detachment of it. And you're just crying because, you know, Marshall knows what I'm talking about. I don't know how many. That's what I asked Bobby. I was like, have you had a first love? Do you know what I'm talking about? He said, yeah. I don't know. It's hard. I had to walk away from them all. I had to, like, realize that I just had to. And it was hard. And then in the end, it's like, you know, you look back and they're living the best of their lives. And you feel like you made the wrong choice. Because now you have a life of hardship and they act like you didn't exist and they're just moved on. And everything's cool, and they're doing the same shit they did with you with someone else, like you didn't even exist. It was really difficult, you know what I mean? To finally step up and take my children and try to be on my own. I failed at it, but the feelings of it were even worse, you know what I mean? It's like, all I did was give him a vacation. And all kinds of hurt and hardship. You know what I mean? And my kids ended up hating me for just trying to have a better relationship. But it didn't actually work out that way. And then you go back to, you know, husband number 2. It's like, I just knew it was terrible, but yet trying to get away from it made me even a worse person. How could you do this? You have no idea what's going on. I had to do something. And actually, that's not true. Those closest knew. Those closest knew, bro. They were watching him fucking totally whoop my ass, bro. They knew. And didn't care. And that's going back to, you know, the first husband. They knew he was selling drugs and doing drugs and kicking my ass and sleeping with other women. He was literally, you know, we had our house, but he would keep his girls, like, at his mom's house. And yet I was a bad person for leaving him. I was a fucking hoe and a sleaze and a fucking drug addict and all these things. Going back to, you know, baby daddy number 2, like, all that family, like, you knew he was a piece of shit. And yet you fucking thought I was a bad person for taking my kids as far as, you know what I mean? And I didn't. The fucking courts came in and totally told them to stay away from my kids. And I still broke the rules, and you still condemn me. It's hard, bro. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you fucking don't. You are damned, bro. And going back to it, it's like, you can stay in these fucking relationships and hope one day that it'll work, or that you'll feel that way about that person, or they'll feel that way. But those are, I mean, what the fuck, bro? I'm just saying, oh, this is just awful. You know, I was thinking about even his mother, who put us, you know, through marriage boot camp, Dr. Phil's marriage boot camp and shit. Every year that bitch was trying to find some new way to keep her marriage together, because she didn't want to give up the 9-figure income. He hated her, and she hated him. She would totally act like a total fake-ass bitch when he would come into town. I couldn't believe it. You are a total different person. He doesn't even know who you are. You're just trying to be something he would like so that you can keep him during the months that he's in America. Truthfully. You know what I mean? She was unhappy. He didn't want anything to do with her. But she didn't want to give up that fucking income, bro. Because that's what made her sound fucking, you know what I mean? That made her, her. Otherwise, she was just a washed up fucking hillbilly from Hugo, Oklahoma. But her being married to Stu and that income, that was how she put her family on. She could take them and fucking put them, you know, just like Russ, bro. She put her whole family on. The whole family. Take them all on these vacations and pay everybody's bills. All off this man, bro. Come to find out, the man was sleeping with her daughter. The same daughter that was sleeping with my husband, which would be his sister. Talk about weirdos. That's it, dude. All to keep face. All to keep face. She didn't want nobody to know, too. She stayed married to him even after, I think it was like a year and a half after. She didn't want that to leak into the divorce. Lord forbid they find out that he's been sleeping with your daughter since she was 18. And you stayed married because you didn't want to give up the money. Well, you let your daughter rape your son because you didn't want people to know you weren't paying attention. So I'm not surprised. And you wonder why I don't bring my kids around any of you fucking sickos. And that's it. How much do you accept of these people and their sicknesses and their secrets? Their low vibrational ways. Their Jerry Springer lifestyles. And you're just like, yeah, I guess I have to accept being part of this shit. No, you don't. No, you don't. I just had to point that out. Like, you know, as far as leaving behind material security and old relationships, that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But you're going to be okay. They did it to Trump, they'll do it, you know what I mean? You could start over again. It's better to start over. And don't be a wiener like Marshall and never try again. Things you previously desired, but which no longer bring you fulfillment. This is a journey into the unknown and will take great courage. You may even move to a new place or country. Like the Hermit, this card can also mean withdrawing from outer activity to seek greater self-awareness within. These are the last couple weeks of hibernation. So this is the most important time when we're really burning through it. Think about a bear, right? By the end of the weeks, it's burning through the last of its fat. It's burning through all of the last of its energy. It's burning through. It's going to wake up and just go. As soon as it wakes up, bro, and that's all of these animals, when they come out of fucking hibernation, out of spring, they're out there looking for food and looking for mates. They are driven with a hunger inside of them, dude, that's been there since all of winter. And that's just kind of how us humans should be, too, is once these planets line up, dude, we're going to go after our desires, after what we really, you know what I mean? And that's just kind of where it's talking about. But right now, nah, bro, we're still inside. And that's that weather, dude. Hey, that shitty-ass weather, I told him Atlanta was coming, is coming. But that's it. It's like it pushes you. That's Khalik. She pushes you into your own hibernation. Because if not, if you didn't take this time to withdraw and take some rest, you wouldn't have energy to make it through your hot girl summer. Alright, reverse meaning. You are refusing to walk away from a situation or a relationship that is not working. Guys, this is all about it. I mean, I said it from so many spiteful ways that they just don't want to hear me talk about their relationships. I love Bobby to death, bro. I'm tired of talking about it. It was not for my own personal gain, it was yours. And I said that from the beginning. Fine, don't love me. That goes back to Marshall. Fine, don't be with me. Fine, Russ, don't be with me. Fucking Allie, I don't care. Just find somebody. You know what I mean? In the sense of just don't be unhappy. I can't guarantee I'll make you happy. And maybe that was very far-fetched just because we had past lives. Your current life does not align with me. But anyways, going back to it, it's like, this is beating the deadest horse right now. I've been telling them since forever that they're unhappy in their relationships, and it's okay. But I don't know. I didn't ruin your fucking marriage. Your marriage was ruined. It was never real. If you were sleeping with me the whole time, it wasn't. And anybody else. That's it. I don't know. Like, your guys' relationships, like, I'm looking at all of them, like, fucking Nate and fucking Bridge. Oh my god, he's so fucking bored. He can't stand that. Poor guy. I can't be that. I could never be that girl, or whoever it is, that girl that, your imaginary, whoever this person is that can light you up like that. But we know for a fact it's not these ones, bro. I'm looking at Royce. He's got an honor for his wife. But he won't honor his own feelings. He feels, I guess that's similar to Bobby, is he feels dishonorable. I guess it's probably all of you. You feel dishonorable to these women because you yourself are unhappy. That's a divine feminine feeling, my friends. We'll sacrifice our own happiness for the happiness of others. That's that Eve inside of you. My feelings don't matter as long as, you know what I mean? I don't want to hurt nobody. Everybody's hurting, dude. If you're not happy, you're hurting. What would you do, Royce? Either of you. I'm talking to these two specifically because theirs isn't built on the same madness that the rest of you guys' are. What would you do if you guys just took a break? Do you believe she'd go running around sleeping with men? Or she'd take some time to work on herself? And that goes back to you, whoever you are. I don't know your name. I don't even know. I think Royce's name is Ryan. I don't know. Like, what do you think he's going to do if he takes a break and steps away from the house? You think he's going into a strip club? You think he's going to drink? You think he's chasing pussy? What do you guys really, what is your worst case scenario of if you walk away from each other? What is your fear? I had to do an exercise like that at Dr. Phil's boot camp. They have you sit down and have this visualization that you literally drive up to this person's house, but this person comes out and they're with another person, and you're just in the car looking at them in their new life. How does that make you feel? Now, this boot camp is pretty much people that are ready to get divorced. They're right before divorce, and they're deciding what is the best move for them. Most people will try with the tools that are given to try one more time with these tools. Some will just end up deciding that it's time for divorce. But anyways, going back to it, there's these, what's the worst case scenario? What are you afraid of, right? Your mind is definitely painting this image of what it could look like. And that's it. It's like, going back to my car. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to take my car. What would you do if that happened? I'll do what I already was gonna do. Well, then do it. And that's it too. It's like, if you moved out of your house, what would you do? You're still going to work. You're still going to be the same person. That's what I told Bobby. It's like, this is difficult to have this conversation outside. But it's like, I didn't ask you to abandon them. I said, you know what I mean, to live outside of that home. He has this idea that it's abandoning his entire world. The fuck are you talking about? I live down the street, bro. They're gonna see you. We, like, live in the same city. What are you talking about? You're crazy. You know what I mean? In the essence of telling Russ to detach from his family. What are you fucking talking about, bro? Like, they have your phone number. They have keys to your house. Like, you pay their bills. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, are you serious right now? It means take some space, bro. Space. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Oh no, going back to Russ, even that. He's been in a serious relationship for 2 years now. How do you think he feels? That's, you know, that's Bobby. He's been married now for how many years? Like, it kind of sinks in after a while. Like, you know, is this as good as it gets? This is what it is. This is what it is, bro. Before you know it, the days will become weeks. The weeks will become months. You'll become old. You'll just grow old together. I mean, you don't get any closer than you are now. It won't get more romantic than it is now. That's it. You'll just become more... You'll normalize each other more. I mean, become... I don't know. After so long, it's like, what is there not to... You know, what secrets do you really have at this point? Going back to it is, if it's not what you want it to be now, it's not going to be that later. You can't... It's not... Relationships aren't something you make better. You can fix them, but, like, they're either good or great. I'm just saying. You're refusing to walk away from a situation or relationship that's not working. In your heart, you know you need to act, but while part of you wants to explore new horizons, another part of you is afraid of doing so because of what you might lose or what other people might say. Yeah, there's always that too. People are going to talk. But watch. As much as they're talking about Serena and this douchebag, it's over tomorrow. They'll have to find something new to talk about tomorrow. It's an old subject. It is time to face the truth. You are not happy or fulfilled, and you are suffering. That goes back to Lewis. Lewis thought that going over to Ferrari, now he's completely isolated and all alone, with all kinds of new pressures. There's another one. What would people think if Lewis just walked out of his contract? Has any athlete just walked off their contract? We know fucking Kanye did everything to break his. What would people think if you just quit? Wow, what a concept. You're the one in the power. It's like, what do you... I mean... I don't know. I can't speak for Lewis, but I'm just saying it's a prime example. What if Marshall just... I mean, in the essence, nobody would say shit to Marshall. They'd be sad, but who's going to say shit? If he says, I decided I'm not going on tour. I canceled my 2025 tour with all of the things that are currently going on in the world right now. I respect that. That's the problem. That's the fucking problem. You know what I mean? What are people going to say if you let them down? You're the one that built them up anyways to this fucking... They're built up for you. You're in the power of this. You know, going back to Bobby, what do you think is going to happen if you move out of that house? You know this girl better than the rest of us. What do you think she's going to do if you move out? Think she's just going to sit around crying all day? I mean, it's kind of what we all do. In the sense of, I'm like, we all did that. But, I mean, you know, what is she going to do? She might get a job or get a friend or something. Move her mom in. There's lots of things that happen when relationships end. I'm just saying. Your worst, you know, the worst isn't what you think it is. Another part of you is afraid of doing so because of what you might lose or what other people might say. It is time to face the truth. You are not happy or fulfilled, and you are suffering. You need to devote some attention to your own needs, your own dreams, and your own happiness. Not in a frivolous, superficial manner, but on a deep, spiritual level. That's it, too. It's like you don't treat yourself to something. Oh, I'm feeling down. I'm going to go buy myself a new outfit. Or like Russ, I'm going to go buy a new car. Didn't you buy a new car for your birthday? Are you driving it? Was it Christmas? I don't. Yeah, you did. You bought yourself a new car and then you ran to Aspen. Oh, Russell, I hope you're healing this shit, bro. I hope you don't come back bigger and dumber than ever. I can't take it, you know. Every time fucking Kanye pops up, we gotta, like, whack-a-mole. Like, I mean, I really hope for you, bro. That's all I can say. It's because, like, you take a lot of energy in trying to, you know, make you aware of what you're doing and how you fit into these cards, my friend. And that's it. It's like, he needs to devote attention to his own needs. Stop worrying about that girl and what she needs. His own dreams. I mean, truthfully, his own happiness. And not the superficial manner, but on a deep and spiritual level. Like, what does Russ need? And that's where all of you should be. It's like, what do I need? A cuddle? I need to get my blanket out of the car that's warmer because it's fucking freezing. I mean, what do you need to make yourself feel good in your body, you know? It's not, somebody else isn't going to do this for you, bro. And if they do, it's really on a superficial level. They're just rubbing your ego, telling you good things. You can do that yourself. Tell yourself good things to where other people's words don't tickle your ear. Alright, 117. Ugh. These cards are ginormous. I'm not going to read a whole one. These things are ginormous, bro. All my cards are really deep if you think about it. I'm going to pull a dolphin card. Doesn't really matter. They're just all too big. What do we got? Habitat. Dude, they're telling you to leave. Where are you going? You want to go with me? Where are you going? I want to go with you. Where are we going? It's talking about moving our habitat and stuff. Yeah, what's underneath? Pairing. Ew. Alright, let's talk about the habitat. I'm going to turn to sensitivity. Some secret equipment. Okay, navigation. High surf. Habitat. Heart to heart. Healing. Healing. Dude, that's a long one. Habitat. Our home ground, where we live, either on earth or under the water. Our home, where our roots are, a place to each plant, animal, or human, as our own energy is usually in sync with the energy of the habitat. Being most comfortable in our own habitat. Recycling material things so they can be used rather than be in storage. Learning to energetically clear our living space. Focusing on one's garden environment, finding ways to better love and care for land and sea where we live. Perhaps we may help preserve a habitat or a species which is endangered. In a large sense, the earth is our home or habitat, and we need to think and act as a global community. On page 100, I got stuck on that. I don't really want to read all this. By the very act of loving and taking care of our domain, we symbolically perform our own self-cleaning. We clear out our own inner cobwebs and dust and debris. The outer and inner levels of the outer and inner levels are mirrors of each other. Our homes have an energetic balance and vibration all their own. They are made up of a combined energy and input from the people who live in it. Alright, going back to it is you got to spend a lot of time cleaning your home, the energy of your home. That goes back to feng shui. You need to keep it clean in general, just because, you know, cleanliness is godliness. But as far as, you know, spiritual cleanings and stuff like that, every time you go outside, you're bringing shit in from outside. And that's not just germs, but I'm talking energetically. You went to the Walmart and all those people walked by and they rubbed you. They fucking, imagine wearing a pair of socks and walking on carpet during winter and you get those shocks. You're picking up electricity, right? And you bring it into your home. So you need to clean your home a lot. You need to clean the energy of your home a lot. Candles, sages, music, lots of different ways to clean the frequency and make sure you're opening doors if there's any entities as well. Yeah, you can open a door and something could walk in. You're like, what? Yeah, it's the multiverse, bro. You could walk a spirit straight into your fucking house. That's what I mean, is like, you gotta blow that shit out. Right? Right. Let's see. Their thoughts, acts, and energy. Sometimes the energy field or aura of our home can become destabilized by a cataclysmic or disruptive guest or family members. Someone whose energy may be negative, too intense, or scattered. And that's it too. They have this saying, their demons can't find rest in your life. When people come in and they're just, they can't sit still. Dude, that's like pretty much everyone that ever came to my house. They can't find comfort. I'm like thinking of the ex. He can't sit still. You know what I mean? My brother, they can't find rest. They're just restless on me. Sometimes there can be a splatter effect or toxic fallout that affects everyone in the family. Family arguments put sharp edges on the energy and put our peace of mind to the test too. Almost everyone has experienced a guest who either cataclysms, destabilizes, or harmonizes the energy of a home. Suddenly we find that the habitual energy field that supports the family is no longer there. When this happens, everyone gets out of sorts. And that's it too, that you have specific, that one cousin, like, oh God, who invited that person? And as soon as, who's that? I don't know, probably me. As soon as they come in, the whole energy shifts and everybody's on high alert and they're uncomfortable and you know what I mean? It was cool until they came in. Often nobody knows why. There can be a tangible tension or disturbance in the air. When the person leaves, the energy field of the house wobbles a while and then stabilizes itself or reestablishes itself. And that's like after the holidays. It takes a while to get those people out your house. Even they've been gone, but your house just feels heavy after having them. There's all these cups, there's all these reminders. They left their whole energy. They took dumps in your toilet, bro. They slept in your beds. They literally, you know what I mean? They literally, let their energy off in your house. Of course, the most delightful guests are those who can blend with the harmonics. Even better is a guest who, without destabilizing the energy of the home, can raise up a few levels of its own harmonic scale. That's me. I can always uplift the energy in any room. I talked about that over the weekend. I can own a room. I saw this video this reel. It said, what's the difference between empath and a healer? An empath can feel the energy, but they just take it. A healer takes the energy, transmutes it, and gives it back with love, and doesn't take anything with them. Meaning, a dump truck. You can go dump truck a lot of empaths. Meaning, you can tell them their whole life story, your whole life story, and they're going to go home feeling so heavy from all of the shit you gave them. I will for a minute, but my job is to transmute it. Meaning, I'm going to take this and turn it into love and light. Meaning, I'm going to turn it into a godly story. I'm going to make a witness out of this. You're going to tell me this fucked up story and how fucked up your life is and how fucked up everything is. And I'm going to tell you how great God is. And I'm going to change your perspective and I'm going to change this story real fucking fast. That's what a healer does. Okay? We transmute negativity. You can give it to us. We're going to give back love and light, which is truth and light. With a love vibration, they can make the home feel truly blessed and peaceful. How many people consider their energy field of their house? What a delicate balance it is to keep energy sustained. And Russ's house is a mausoleum, bro. I can see it. It's quiet. All you can hear is her high heels walking through it. Occasionally his tennis shoes, but he doesn't wear shoes through the house mostly. How do I know this? I don't know. My spirit moves with him. Seriously, it's quiet. He's got a big-ass house, and it's all super quiet. It's like a fucking mausoleum. But it's worth the effort because in turn it sustains us. The house is alive with a life of its own. It wakes up in the morning with the family and energetically it goes to sleep at night. When the family goes to sleep, it dreams with us and stretches in the morning, sometimes giving a creak or two. When my father-in-law lived with us in the summers, he would wake up a lot at night. Unknowing, he woke up the house, and the house woke me up. I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep until he went back to sleep, sometimes several hours later. The irony was that he was as quiet as a mouse and was at the other far end of the house. It wasn't his fault that I was ultra sensitive. Damn, this is like 4 pages long. In dreams, our house often symbolizes ourselves. So if we're lovingly taking care of our home, it reflects back symbolically to us the love and the respect we have for ourselves. No matter what our economic picture, our home can be a place, a palace, or a sacred space. Here we come to rest, play, communicate, love, heal, and renew ourselves before the next journey out into the world. When we put our love into our home, yard, and land, we can feel it give the love back. It, too, is a living entity. Part of having a healing domain to live in is cleaning it, repairing it, dusting it, and washing it. All these acts can be ritual, symbolic acts of loving and healing ourselves. Almost everyone has cleaned a home, washed windows, floors, curtains, and bedding. I had to stop there. Have you celebrities done this? Or you just pay someone to do this shit for you? So that means your house is covered in somebody else's energy? When I go into a person's house, Mr. Plum's, you know what I mean, going back to every place I've ever been, I go to everybody's house because they're not very, you know what I mean, they're not very cleanly people. Mr. Plum has been a single man his whole life. That's what he said, you clean very different from me. You move stuff. Yeah, you have not moved this in forever. It needs to be cleaned under and around. All of this needs to be cleaned. Right? In the sense of, I do it every fucking where. I put my sweat, I extend my hands, and I put my energy and my intention into cleaning this so that it feels good. It's got my touch on it. And I do it everywhere I go. I'm known for it. I will always gut out your house while I'm there. I'm going to make it nice. I do it everywhere I go. I spring clean everywhere. You know what I mean? Going back to Christmas, I spent 2 hours cleaning that bitch's fucking room because it was so filth. Just so we could sit down, to be honest. I couldn't sit in that. And I didn't expect my kids to. Their room on Christmas, right? And that's just it. It's like, you know, I get down on my hands and knees and I put, you know what I mean, the water, and that's it. I put all of my energy into cleaning. Anyways, clean, sparkling energy we feel in a space when the job is done. Refrigerators and freezers contain our food, but can't be seen symbolically as our energy. If it's not used and spoils, we can see this as a symbolic reflection of our creative energy being unused and stagnant. The simple act of cleaning the fridge regularly and using everything we grow or buy reflects back our willingness to creatively use our own energy rather than to let it go to waste. That's another thing too, is you shouldn't be stacking your refrigerators non-stop. You eat what's there, you clean it out, and then you put in more. You know what I mean? Like, so honestly, when I had my house, it's like, you know, I'd buy for a week. As soon as everything was getting cleaned out, we bleach it, and then we go shopping and we put more shit in there. And that's it too. Anything you have in your refrigerator, it smells in there, bro. If you don't know that, then you should at least have some baking soda in there to catch all those fucking gross ass smells. But that goes back to, you know what I mean? I was thinking about this yesterday. It really came into my intuition. If I went to your house right now, how dusty or dirty is that, those 2 inches behind the toilet seat? You know where the toilet seat meets the fucking, what is that called, the tank? There's like 2 inches where the lid is. There's a toilet, then there's the seat that you close, and there's 2 inches, 2 to 3 inches before it meets the tank. How fucking dirty is that piece back there at your house? And what about the pieces below it? you want me to take you in my bathroom? I'm at a hotel. But why do you think I have cleaning supplies? Because I wipe those specific places. I wipe the fucking toilet seat because all of us are putting our ass on the fucking toilet seat all fucking day. Well, we're women, so we've got to do it all day. That's just how we go. So I'm wiping that. But he is pissing on that back side back there.
Me?
Yeah, you. Because it splashes back there and it drips back there. That's behind the toilet seat. Right? So, you know, there's that. Then you got the little pieces where the toilet seat is connected to the ground, which is really scary and gross. If you're going to clean that, you use napkins, paper towels, and gloves. Because that's where everything is splashing out of the fucking toilet onto the fucking ground. Yeah. How often do you do this? Or you ask somebody else to come do this for you. That's pretty fucked up, but that's really, you know what I mean? As a housekeeper that worked with my mother and she was professional, we've had to do that. And that's what that means about scrubbing someone's toilet. It's not just the inside, bro. It's the outside. Now, let's go to your fucking countertops in your kitchen. How often do you fucking wipe your countertops off after you make a sandwich? After you make some top ramen? After you pull out some fruit? You put it all on the counter. Everything's on the counter. You're putting it on the counter. You're putting it on the counter. I could tell you to pull out a plate, but you're not going to listen. You're going to put it on the fucking counter. How often do you wipe that fucking counter? Right? Specific places, especially the bathroom and the kitchen. How often do you take a bath? Every day, I should hope you're taking a shower. Every day, you are splashing germs all over that shower, bro. Every fucking day. Yeah, I know you can't see it until you sit in a bathtub and now there's a ring around the bathtub. But it's still getting dirty because you're splashing off, you're washing dirty, oily body, skin, and, you know, like, my OCD is flaring. Do you wear your shoes in your house? The same shoes you've been walking around in the streets, you was walking in the alleys, you was walking in the mall, you was walking in your dog in the, you know what I mean, you was walking in the snow, you were walking everyone. As soon as you walk in your house, you bring that energy, you walk it all over your house too. And then later you take off your shoes and walk around barefoot in the same place where you brought all this shit from outside in. Yeah, you're going to have to take your shoes off at my door, please. I don't care what your socks look like. It's just because you were outside. Am I Asian? No, bro. That's another thing. I sweep and mop a lot. I don't want you bringing in all that shit. You're bringing in all that shit on the floor. All that shit. All that shit. You know what I mean? Simple stuff like that. It's like, you know, you're home. My favorite is cars. I could judge you so fast by your car. It takes no effort to wipe the dust off your car, but it takes discipline. To stop, you're like, damn, this shit is dusty. I need to stop for 1 minute. This will take 2 minutes and wipe this down. But you won't, because that's 2 minutes that you can't stop. It's not hard work. It's just not important. And if you won't stop to do it in your car, then what's your bathroom counters look like? And your kitchen counters? And your fucking coffee table? And your fucking end tables in your bedroom? Covered with cups and wrappers and trash and crumbs. Why is it like this? Because nobody told you. Nobody got on to clean up your mess. And instead of me jumping on you, I'm making you aware of the things that stand out to me. Right? Now, going back to the toilet, if I didn't wipe the top of that toilet seat where we're putting our butts and vaginas, what? That means that every time he grabs that fucking toilet seat, he's putting his hands in our butts and vaginas. And he doesn't wash his hands too fucking much. Right? And he sticks them in his fucking fingers and shit.
No, I don't.
Puts them in his mouth when he's eating fucking Hot Pockets and chips and fucking corn dogs and whatever else. You know what I mean? Ew. How often do you wash your fucking hands? You just scratched your head, picked your nose, and pulled your underwear out of your butt. Fuck! Do you see why I get a little bit absurd about, you know, smells and stuff? There's a lot more to your habitat. Yeah, I gotta keep that shit clean. And that's what I said, Mr. Rogers, we done did all that cleaning shit. Bleach is my favorite smell in the world. I love my whole house to smell like a fucking pool. I don't give a fuck. The next favorite would be Pine Sol. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. It's my favorite smell in the world. It's clean. What is your favorite smell? Clean? Clean? It smells like clean clothes. It smells like clean linen. It smells clean. Cleanliness is godliness. In the sense of it's just a respect of having, you know what I mean, in your space. It's like, you can easily crawl into your bed with the blankets fucked off. If you can sleep in jeans because you've forced yourself to be comfortable in what's not comfortable. You sleep with your jeans on, that's absolutely uncomfortable. You have forced yourself to sleep uncomfortable. You know what I mean? In the sense of, I don't like to sleep with socks on, but my feet was cold, so I had to. But, like, you force yourself to be uncomfortable because you don't want to take the time out to, you know what I mean? It's just discipline. That goes back to men. Every time you fucking, you know what I mean, you can easily reach over, grab some toilet paper, and wipe that up. You know what I mean? It's a choice. But it's like, it's not hard work. It's just, that's all this is. Cleanliness is discipline. You know what I mean? It's not no one telling you. It's that you've disciplined yourself to be this way. I just want to point that out. Oh, God. Talking about this shit. Freezers, your kitchens. There's weird shit in there. A simple act of cleaning the fridge regularly and using everything we grow, blah, blah, blah. Thinking symbolically can turn dowdy chores into rituals, purification ceremonies, and self-love. In ancient times, the most cultures, keeping the energy clear of negativity was known as art. Today, the Roman Catholic Church still uses frankincense and myrrh to clear the energy of the sanctuary. Some of us like to burn in our homes. It is like clearing all the chalk off the blackboard and having a clean new slate. Dried cedar, sage, juniper. I gotta be honest, dude, the juniper smells so good. I've been burning it since last year. It smells so good. Go with the juniper. Are all burned, and the smoke has a clearing effect. Clearing, singing, dancing, playing instruments, clear the energy. That's it. Dancing, you're sending out all kinds of great vibes. Singing, you're singing, you know what I mean? Think about it. You're in your shower singing. You get out of your shower, and that great vibe was not in the shower. It's all over your house. You put this vibe all over your house, bro. You know what I mean? Just think about it. Same as if you were up there crying about some bullshit, some fucked up song. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. The aromas of flowers, scented oils, delicious flavored foods, cooking, give the home a happy atmosphere. I told you the whole house smells like coconut. I had coconut crusted shrimp, and it smells like coconut. It's a great smell. Walking into a home with the fragrance of baking and herbal teas makes us feel nurtured and happy. This is all part of honoring our home as a sacred space. When we have had Tibetan lamas visiting in our home, they always create a special heightened atmosphere where was generously emancipated into our space, like a gift. How could you describe peace, bliss, clarity, love? Maybe holiness comes close. I saw Bry. Bry invites me to his shows because of my essence. Not because you know what I mean, for nothing else. Because he knows that I am a good energy and that I'll bring good energy to his shows. That I will be really friendly to people and people will enjoy meeting me. You know what I mean? I don't buy tickets to his shows. I don't buy merch. I don't drink. There's no financial gain for inviting me to be part of your life. He enjoys the energy, and that's what he always says. I love the energy. It's always great to have your energy. He likes to we'll sit down. At some point, we usually sit and have a quick conversation. There was that one time we sat for like 30 minutes backstage with that other dude. But, it's all about the energy exchange. He feels good after hanging out with me. Other people do, so he invites me to come and hang out because he knows that I'm a good energy. Okay? Even a simple home can become a refuge or a royal castle through the effort of cleaning, tidying, adding a bouquet of wildflowers, and children's artwork to the walls. And that's it too. You can make any place home. And that goes back to my car. You know, I had all of those flowers. I made those bouquets that I got for the for embolic. They're in my car now, and it's like it smells. My whole car smells like fucking flowers. It smells like a whole bouquet in there. It'll die and it won't smell so good later, but a handmade rug, a weaving, or a piece of needlework can look like jewels in a home that has a few monetary resources. We love and care for our children and pets in our home. They're showing my house. When I moved into my apartment, I had came out of homelessness. I had fled my husband. I had my Volvo and only the stuff that fit in the trunk. It was me and the 2 kids when they were babies. Little by little, I put in one piece of furniture at a time. Pictures were always last. I didn't do that till the end. But you know, it was one thing at a time before each room was completely furnished. You know, Bobby came in, you have a nice house. And I told him before, I was like, excuse my house, I came from homelessness, it's very humble. But by that time I hadn't seen it. My TV's as big as my fucking wall. There's, you know what I mean? There's 2 bedrooms in there. There's 2 living rooms that he's got to walk through. The kids have their, you know what I mean? My house was nice. But it was one piece at a time. I worked really hard. You know, down to my air fryer over here. I never had one of those. We were so excited about it. Like, we only had toaster ovens. I loved my toaster ovens, so then I wouldn't have to turn on my real oven. But now I have an air fryer, and I fucking love it. It's like, wow, I just stepped up my game. I'm taking you everywhere. In essence, am I? I hope so. Does it fit in my car? No, not at all. It'll be the first thing I have to ditch. It is our place to learn, create, love, and play. Our windows, boxes, yards, and I don't know, can become magical places of expressing our love for Earth. We can become more self-sufficient by cultivating herbs, flowers, vegetables, vines, and fruit trees. That's it too. You guys, you know, I encouraged you to do that, is to get you some fruit trees, but also start growing your own vegetables. You could have had potatoes. They grow in the ground. That's something everybody eats. Tomatoes, lettuce, you know what I mean? All this stuff. You could have got chickens and fucking started getting your own eggs. How many eggs does a person eat? We don't eat eggs. Like, rarely. I had eggs the other day when we went out to eat, but that was like the first time in like months. I don't eat eggs really like that. Whether it is a small, you use them for a lot of cooking though. Whether it is a small victory garden or a large farm, take care of our earth by growing our food and medicinal plants with love is a way to heal ourselves and our planet. That's it too. It's like, dude, you growing your own mint. If you drink tea, why aren't you growing your own, you know what I mean? A lot of them are flowers. The hibiscus is a flower. You know what I mean? Why aren't you growing this stuff that you use regularly? Our little microcosmo reflects back the greater macrocosmo and makes a real difference. I'm stopping there. I don't want to read anymore. Why? Because it just keeps going on. I'm almost 2 hours into this shit, and I was supposed to do something else. I wasn't really. I was going to go to work. You know what I'm going to have? Going back to me and my unhealthiness. A cherry pudding ring. What is that? I don't know. It looks like a regular Danish to me. Something about it makes it pudding. I'm excited about pudding. Is there a pudding in the middle of it? I don't know. I posted this post earlier today that pissed everyone off. I was like, you know, I'm a big old fat ass with big boobs and a tiny waist, and I eat whatever the fuck I want and do whatever the fuck I want, and fuck you. Is what I said. And it's like, it really does piss people off. I don't give a shit. Why? Because I love me. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I am impressive. In the sense of, nah, bro, I don't have tight skin. It's thin, not tight. You know what I mean? I don't know. Lewis could explain that, I guess. He's tight like a tiger. Oh, Louie. Yeah, I don't know. Do what makes, that's where it is too. It's like I could hear Bobby, you're not going to work? I don't feel like it. That would piss him off all the time. You can't just do whatever feels good. That's what he told me. Well, you do whatever feels bad, and how's that working out for you? I can't imagine us trying to argue. It wouldn't work so well. Me and Russ, on the other hand, we can argue about nothing. All day long. All night long. What do you want to argue about, Russ? Let's argue. Because he wants to be right. He wants to be heard about some shit. He wants you to hear his perspective and his opinions on some bullshit. Because he knows so much about some shit. Doesn't that sound like my Russ? That's all he's ever doing. You could scroll through his whole video. What is he talking about? He just wants you to hear him. He wants to hear this. He wants you to hear this great thought he had. Remind you of anyone? Oh, man. These guys. What am I going to do with them? I don't know. They're not my problem. I made them my problem until they weren't. They're not a problem. They're a problem to themselves. They're not hurting nobody. They're just hurting. Fuck. Going back to it, it's like, I can't help any of them be brave, bro. Going back to Nate and his bunk-ass marriage. Nate's marriage is destroying his life. You're like, why? Because it's boring, bro. His life is boring. All the money in the world, and he just sits around watching this. Oh, God. I couldn't even tell you how to make him happy.
Kanye ad on Super Bowl?
Fuck him.
You see the guy?
I don't watch anything about Kanye unless they make me.
In his room, and it had YouTube.com.
He's an idiot. I know Elon Musk deactivated his account.
He did?
Yeah.
You think he owned it?
Exactly, because he was being all racist and all this shit. I don't know. No more than I could tell any of you how to be brave, bro. It's a feeling inside of you where you've got to choose yourself. And I'm told you some really tragic stories of how I chose myself and it didn't necessarily look good. And that goes back to Bobby. He knew that I had left my kids, my oldest kids. But he didn't understand. I don't care if he understands. Go fuck yourself. But he used that against me. He's like, I don't know how you could ever leave your kids. I left my kids because they hated me for taking them. And that was the hardest thing I ever did. And though I thought I was doing the right thing, they don't forgive me for that either. I fucking was damned either way, bro. They're older now. They love me. Actually, my daughter sent me a wonderful message the other day. I saw it just this morning. It said something about... Fuck. It's almost worth sharing. I don't remember. It was really kind, though. It's like, I know you weren't the best person, but you're turning into a great person or something cool like that. Just the acknowledgement of it. But in the essence, yeah, I took my kids away from their father because I thought, leaving them with their father was the wrong thing to do because of how he treated me. And I didn't do so well. So when I brought them back, you know what I mean? I thought I was doing the right thing, which ended up being the wrong thing too. Did it work out for me? I mean, I'm not with him. He's a washed up, felon, and he's mentally ill, and he prayed to the devil and did all this other weird shit, and he's kind of a whole problem of his own, and he's not my problem. So I mean, in essence, I think I got away with something. In the essence of, did it work out with me after leaving I'm working on it. That took a lot of repairing. I'm like, damn, how long have you been divorced? A long time. 7, 8 years. But I had a lot of, repairing. But I had to choose myself. And it took too long. Going back to baby daddy number 2. A lot of it could be shame. Why didn't you choose yourself sooner? Why didn't you protect yourself? Why didn't you get out of this sooner? And I can ask you guys the same question. You know what I mean? What is it? Stockholm Syndrome or something worse? Why don't we walk away from a relationship that we know is no good? No, you're probably not getting the same abuse that I was getting, but you're not happy either. And that's hard. It's like, how long do you stay unhappy? Some people are married to death. They're unhappy for their whole lives. They're going to fake happiness. They're going to pretend like, you know what I mean? They're going to make this work. They're not going to, they don't care if they're happy. They're going to make this work. That's Bobby's mentality. It doesn't matter. He's told me it doesn't matter if they're happy. I asked him that. I was like, so what? All that matters is that you know, your wife and kids? It's like, not her, the kids. It's like, oh, God. Oh, God. I guess if you have to push all your happiness somewhere, at least put it in the kids. But in the sense of, if you're always wanting your kids to be happy and they're never happy, then where's, you know what I mean, where's your success? Because kids are never happy. They always want some more shit. Kids are still young. Maybe he hasn't figured that out yet. There's another thing. I've done this way longer than you, buddy. I might not be, you know, that was a mean thing he said, too. Then people be mean as fuck. Are you hurt because Hamburger Helper is taken care of? Yeah, I think I might be a little bit hurt by it. Nope, I'm not. Not because you are. Your situation ain't hurting me. I'm hurt from my own situation. You can't hurt me with your stupid situation. Your situation's hurting you. I'm hurt because nobody else took care of me, not because you're taking care of her. How well are you doing it? Such a cunt. Hey, I love you, Bobby, wherever you are. You're like, how do you just do this? I don't know. God, bro, nobody fucking forgives and lets people off the fucking hook without God. That's Christ-like. I'm Christ-like. So says God. That's godly shit. That's not me. That's godly shit. I sit there and, you know, call you trash stick for the rest of your life and talk shit about your kids and shit. I'm Lilith. Don't forget who I am. I was like, that's not me. That's God. That's not really how I operate. That's the God inside of me. Hey, that's 2 hours. I love you guys. Tomorrow's a Tuesday. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? Me neither. We'll see what's going on. Later, haters.